Hey, welcome to Hot RF Nights. Over here, we have a lot of vehicles displayed. Behind you, we have, well, go past the Santa cans. Over here, we have more vehicles display. So walk around, tell us what you see.
Our arriving hams.
Hey Chris, how you doing?
Mark, W2MWK, how's parking treating you today?
Hey, it's been great. We're just having so much fun here.
Well, here, you got another customer coming up. Looks like you're doing a great job. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's see what we got going on over here. We got some ice cream floats. It looks like I see a WB1G over here. WB1G, Smitty, how are you doing?
Oh, you know what? I'm doing wonderful. Things are really falling into place. It's about 2:30, so we're about a half an hour before the gates open today at Hot RF Nights. I'm thrilled. I'm here with Jerry. The famous Jerry and Theta floats are getting ready right now. I massaged the ice cream myself. I did. I was churning butter and doing the whole routines. I really was.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we got ice cream over here. Let's go check out the ice cream. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. All right.
It's cold, either that or that's phony apple.
All right, everybody, Jerry, WA6C, quick remark.
Hello, everybody. Wish you were here.
That is a quick remark. Thank you very much. Now the hex beam going up over here. All of our safety regulations are being followed. This is totally normal. Everything is fine.
Your antenna's in the way. Hold on, let me go over top first.
Now lock it. Now you're on.
We're in.
Well, are we going to crank it up? Or the whole thing goes up?
Back in the 80s. Ready? Yep. Set, go. Okay.
So this is where the phrase, what could possibly go wrong, comes into mind. What are you guys putting up?
Who brought him?
With the video camera.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, coming down.
Oh my God. I wonder if I can plug my car in. And up she goes. Excellent.
W1ATB over here setting up shop. This is El Presidente, and it looks like he's got his setup going on over here. Is it all right if I get a couple quick words from you about your setup?
Sure.
Go ahead and hold that.
Dead mouse here. All right, over here I have, matter of fact, I'll turn it down a little bit. I have an FTM 300 built into a box. It's running off its own battery. It's got a 15 amp hour little battery in there. And it's self-contained other than the antenna. And the antenna is a X30 diamond over here. So we're listening to the W6EK repeater on it, coming in good. And this one, I have, I didn't even hook the antenna up yet. I'm not transmitting on any of these, but this is, it's an Anytone 578. I have it on DMR, so it's actually picking up off of the hotspot without an antenna. I have a little antenna here I haven't put on yet, but because it's not going anywhere. It's only like 100 milliwatts. And in here, I haven't quite got this set up yet, but this is my DX10, my Yaesu DX10. And this is my FT8 setup. And that's hooked up to a super antenna over in the back over there. And I'm running it off of a 100 amp hour battery that I have down here under the table. I've moved it a couple times. And we have a Jackery running that's running the, it's actually just charging this. It's running my satellite. I have the satellite. I don't really need it here, but I set it up to show it off. And then we're running the speaker system off the Jackery. So there it is.
Well, thank you very much, W1ATB, everybody. It's got his Starlink up just for flex. So thank you very much. I was wondering if I can get a quick word. Are you hot today?
Bernadette is always hot.
Bernadette, I see you got some great equipment on. Thanks for the quick word. Bernadette, everybody.
Oh, hey.
Hey, this.
thought you had that.
No worries. This is. Let's see. Who do we have here? I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
It's KQ4SDX, Kathy from Tennessee.
Kathy from Tennessee. Well, we're happy to have you here. This is Chatty Kathy, and we're happy to have her down here. So, what do you think of Hot RF Nights so far?
I'm so excited to be here. I don't know. It's interesting to see the vehicles. Big rigs. It'll be fun to see.
Well,
I'm here to take the money.
Oh, she's taking the money. Fantastic. I like that. Well, we're going to spend some money because I got to get some tickets over here for ice cream floats. And I heard there's a raffle. I saw that there's a G90 and a couple of power supplies up for raffle today. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I haven't seen it yet. I just got here, so I'm just kind of acclimating.
Well, thanks for letting me ambush you. And we'll be back around to say hello. Likewise.
Brand new on the lot, except for the winch, all the off-road lights up around it, and all the.
I don't even want to ask. Because it's over 6 figures.
It was a spur one of things because I actually went in.
Well, the air conditioning business must be extremely
I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. But I went in to buy another service van, and then I walked past this truck. And 2 days later, I got it. I just couldn't live without it.
Yeah, that is super.
Okay, welcome to Hot RF Nights, warm RF afternoons,
That's right.
as we said this morning. What are you showing off here?
I just got my truck and my install that I use for mobile. So
Okay.
I got an HF in there, 91,
Give us-
FT500,
Give us a tour.
and I got a scanner in there. It's all. I got my computer in there for running
Okay.
digital when I want to run
A
digital.
little ruggedized laptop
Yeah,
and radios in the console there.
yeah, all clean.
Very clean,
And,
even labeled.
yeah,
Magnetic mic.
yeah. So those come off, so they're, it's like what they are, right? They
Yeah.
just come off,
Okay.
and easier,
Click. Yeah.
to deal with. I had them up here originally, but they'd move around, bounce
Yeah.
around, and
Yeah.
got real hot. So I
And
decided
yeah,
to do
in the
something
sun,
like
that
this.
wouldn't be good.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
decided to do this. I got
And
a
then-
Uniden scanner on the other side.
Okay.
So.
And you got antennas. We got
Yeah, I got my it's a Comet and
so 2 meter 440, I guess.
Yeah, that's my 2-meter 440.
Up there.
That's my scanner,
Okay, scanner antenna's there.
and then I got my ATOS on the other side.
ATOP.
ATOS.
ATOS.
The Yaesu ATOS 120.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on the
Not
other
familiar with that one.
side. Yeah.
Very good. And you are?
I'm Roy, N6WYZ.
Very good, Roy. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. And this is my nephew, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
WJ.
Excellent. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fun. This is fun.
Definitely.
It was a fun build. That's not done.
Never done.
It's never done.
Never done.
I had this truck. How much power would that handle? 50 watts?
I love them, and they sound good.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm not Doug. Yep.
Where you don't have to like have all the shipping expenses, just if you can travel by plane.
The antennas are connected. Yeah, you're asking. It's plugged in, powered on. Yeah, all that. It's just kind of.
You bolt it all up.
How we doing?
I'm good. You enjoying yourself today?
Oh yeah, having a lot of fun.
I'm just being annoying, getting up in everybody's grill with all kinds of microphones.
Yeah, well they cut me loose from traffic control, so
Sweet, time to party.
Yay.
When I'm flipping back up,
That takes half the fun out of it.
you know, the emergency kit, fire extinguisher, have a few other things on there. That's pretty neat.
Well, hey Jeff, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
This is Jeff KM6 RGO.
Yep.
I was told to make sure that I get everybody's name and call sign.
Perfect.
So you're a total stranger.
Hot RF nights. It's not night, but it's hot.
It's nice out though, right?
It's not that hot either.
It's so nice.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
No worries.
I'm just showing my son-in-law Daniel. I don't have a call sign. My call sign is son-in-law. So.
Call sign is a super cool guy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
No worries. So what my goal is here is to just get as much footage as possible and then just give it to Greg and see
perfect.
if
Let
I
him
can melt
figure
his
it out.
brain. Yeah. We're just not gonna Thanks guys.
Fire him up.
Greg KO6TH normally does this. Where are you going? Normally does this, but today he asked me to help out. So
I really appreciate it.
I've been telling some people that I'm just going to get a ton of data for you, and I'm going to see if I can melt your brain.
And I'll pour it all into the editor and we'll see what comes out the other side.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great time.
Thank you.
I didn't too.
My wife said that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Gracie Lewis.
Thank you very much. All right, who are you all from?
We're the Rockland Police Department volunteers, and this is our child ID. And what we do, we fingerprint the children, take their pictures, put the information on a USB port, and give the kit to the parents. There is also child ID tips, a tip thing that we have.
Tip sheet, yeah.
Tip sheet, yes. And
Very nice.
then we advise them to put them in a safe spot. If they go, if they go traveling, have it go with the kids. And we tell them, hopefully they'll never need it, but in case they do, if they go missing or whatever.
A very good resource, yes.
And we just do them at events. We don't It's not like you can go in the police department and say, hey, I want my child fingerprint. We do them at the events.
I see.
So, events like this.
Do you guys have like a schedule that you guys put up on your volunteer website?
It would be on, if you go to rocklandpolicedepartment.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Can I get your name and your call sign so when we look at this later, we know whose cool setup it was?
Lucian Thomas, KF6NPG.
And where did you come here from today?
From Turlock, California.
All the way from Turlock. That's awesome. Do you want to give me a little lowdown of your setup over here? Show us what you got going on. Sure. Here, I'll let you hold on to this.
Sure. This is some Go kits I've made. This one here is really a quick one. You come out, you can work either radio, and it also works WinLink. You can do digital traffic from that one as well. And this one here is just kind of a big all-purpose station. You can use it for anything. It has HF, it has VHF, UHF, then it has two of these commercial radios. One's on UHF, one's on VHF that you can run WinLink on it. And I'm setting up a mesh station. We'll see if that will at least show on the computer.
That's awesome, and that this dish right here is for the mesh station. That's really cool. Well, we'll come back over and bug you again. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much.
Like a Boy Scout in the vehicle. Scott, KM6 RFB. What is going on?
This is known as a Codan radio. It works up on HF shares, also into the HF band. The other item here is what's known as an ACUM. Basically, I can take multiple radios from different frequencies or different bands and bring them into one and then put them out over one band. So it makes it real nice to bring in. I can bring in public safety. I can bring in...
How many sources can you commit?
4.
All right.
I can bring in 4 sources and then go out to one.
And then tie them all out to one.
Tie them all out to one. So with Aries, we've also got over here a portable computer setup. We've got 2 laser printers, 3 HP laptops that can be set up and configured. They're configured right now to do WinLink, but they can do anything that needs to be done out in the field. And then on the other table over here, we've got a cache of radios that can be programmed pretty much anything on the VHF band, and the radios run off battery, AA batteries.
Your classic clamshell.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then these 2 here are just 2 battery builds. This is a 50 amp hour battery. This is a 12 amp hour battery. The 12 amp hour runs the ICOM 705 radio that sits in that backpack over there, which is all configured with its own antenna system. And then on the ground, we've got networking kit. So again, this is an asset that can be checked out if somebody needs to be able to set up a network at an event. There's 2 routers in there, a bunch of cabling, repair kit, and some PoE switches. So it's basically a network kit in a box for an event.
Very nice.
And over there in the other black box, we've got a TV that is designed to configure to set up off one of the legs of the Easy Up, so I can hook it into a laptop and other people can see what's going on while I'm operating from the laptop screen. So this gives people some visibility on what we're doing without people standing on your shoulders.
What? All right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Thanks for running us through all of this.
AJ6OR over here, Evan, just setting up, ambushed by none other than N6CTC. So this is a new ride. Is this a new ride?
This is a new vehicle that I got several months ago, and it's the one where I've been challenged putting antennas on, so I found hopefully a solution today.
Well, you're setting up that solution right now, so if I come back in a little bit, you give us a demonstration?
Yeah, I can do that. Come on back.
All right, thanks, Evan.
This is the part of it right here, so about the radio on the breadboard, and this just fits on the back. Those 2 clamps fit right on the steering wheel. Look,
Oh, that's great. It clamps right on the steering wheel. That's inventive. All right, well, we'll come see that. All right, let's see if this is still working here. We got Evan, AJ6OR here, and we got him in his new car set up. Evan, I'm going to give you the microphone. Why don't you give us a little look around your car?
Okay, very good. Well, I got this newer vehicle, and I also got the large antenna. It's got a tri-mag mount, and I've got it mounted to the engine hood. And to that, I have connected a quarter wave telescoping antenna, and it seems to be working out very well, especially with additional ground radials. So that's what we've got displayed here today. I've got the dashboard here. I've got the KX3 mounted on a cutting board, and it's sitting right on the steering wheel. There's just two little electrical clamps on the back of that board, and they fit very nicely onto the steering wheel. And it's a nice setup. I like it. I can adjust the steering wheel to different levels, and makes it nice. And there's a power supply over there, homebrew power supply, powering the radio up. And that's what's going on today.
Well, thank you so much, Evan. Appreciate you showing around the rig. Have a good day.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah K6GQP. This is Jimmy N6F&D station.
Okay.
He's got HF set up over here. So
Okay.
this is 20 meters, and yeah, he just built this. It's called his Jimmy rig.
Very good.
So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, so I set this one on. I'm not done yet. It'll have a power pole. So it'll have the 30 amp and then the smaller Anderson connections out the back. And then it'll have a solar charger inside. There's also, I can't remember what they call it, but if I have it connected to my outlet, 110 outlet, unplug it, it automatically switches. Plus it can charge off my solar. It's the DC power. So
Yeah, okay.
And then I put this, I've got several radios. I put this one in because this isn't, for me, this isn't really a go box. This is a rig in the box.
Okay.
And so
It can go.
if you set up somewhere for an emergency, you need to have VHF, UHF plus HF. And this is the shack in the box from Yaesu, the 9918.
Okay.
And so it does all of those things. And then I got a headset, and since you can hook it up straight
Ladies
from.
and gentlemen.
So anyway, that speaker works really well. I got
Yeah.
that hearing, and then I made up some stickers and called it the Jimmy rig. 'Cause
Okay.
My name's Jimmy.
Very good. Okay.
That's it. And then this thing's pretty cool.
What do you got over here?
Then we got this antenna.
Oh yeah, you get
This is the Ultimax 100. It's the 24-footer. And so we use it vertical or as a dipole horizontal. And then usually when we set up to
How do you wait? How do you do horizontal?
You just two poles and then you run it across both
Oh,
poles.
I see. Okay.
So I just
it's-
wrapped it around.
But
So-
that's metal pole. Is that going to work?
No, this is fiberglass. It's a flagpole.
That's fiberglass?
Yeah, $100 flagpole.
It's fiberglass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got it up above the metal, and so I don't get any kind of interference, and it doesn't need counterpoise or any kind of grounding.
Very good.
It works pretty good.
Yeah.
This is my favorite antenna. This is the little whip. I have a 17-foot whip that goes on it. This is the Wolf River coil. So we do a lot of POTA and a lot of remote activations, and this little baby outperforms any of my dipoles all day long.
With the coil at the bottom.
Yep. And then this allows you to tune it to different bands.
Okay.
But with this, I got to use that coil. But with the 17-foot whip, I don't have to do anything. It pretty much, you have to shorten it or lengthen
Yeah,
the whip.
yeah.
But when it's all the way up 17 and a half foot or whatever it is, works great. This is a shorty. The wind kept knocking
Very good.
stuff over. That's my Fong.
And this is the Ed Fong, the J pole and a PVC pipe
It's
thing.
one of the original ones he made. I met him at a ham thing.
Here's the feed point there.
Yep. And then I marked, he tells you where to mark your point for
Okay.
your metal.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So I got that marked.
couple
This is
quick
an old
housekeeping
Hang on.
announcements.
So what do you got here?
So yeah, this is my Summits on the Air, like get up, I guess. So you have to pick a summit and you have to hike to it.
Mhm.
So A lot of people do ultra light stuff, so I don't bring much. I bring water, the most important ingredient, and then food and sunscreen, of course. Here's my logbook. Here's the KH1.
So this is I've never seen this before.
Really? So this is a CW only radio, and it's 5 watts.
Okay.
It comes with like a log that you can print off. Here's the paddles here.
Okay.
It does have a speaker on the bottom, so you can use it if it's quiet, but it's too loud here to use it, so I have headphones.
Headphones.
And
then
under here is a BNC connector, so that I use an InFed for.
Okay.
I use a line to chuck this wire over, then I connect the
over a tree or something, yeah.
But I have operated it many times with just the whip, and there's a counterpoise behind here. And yeah, so
okay.
I can get about 600 miles radius
nice.
with just the whip.
But just with the metal here. Okay.
Yeah, just this metal. I don't know if it's fully extended. It may not be, but it's about 4 feet, I think. And then the counterpoise is 17
with the counterpoise, you got to have the tiger tail there, yeah.
Yeah, and then it does 5 bands. So you can do 20 meters. Oh, it's in test. 20 meters, or actually, it's this one. 30, 40, and then it doesn't do 10 meters, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it's a great little radio. And you can do cross mode. So even though you can't transmit sideband, you can listen to sideband.
Oh, I see. Okay, and then reply back with CW.
them. But that's never happened to me. It's one of my goals with this radio.
It's happened to me once. Really? I was on a satellite, and we were just about the end of the pass.
Nice.
And I could hear him fine. He couldn't hear me. I guess. Anyway, he switched to CW.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm not set up for CW. So I was answering him back in the sideband. Mm-hmm. We made the contact, but it was painful.
That's epic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
This is my setup.
Very good. Well, thank you.
So, yeah, you bet.
Here we go.
Hi, my name is Matt. I'm Kilo Oscar 6, India Mike Papa. Today what I'm showing is just kind of a general public's preparedness idea.
Okay.
You know, if you're having a public safety power outage, what we sometimes call a blackout, you may have stuff in your house that you can run, charge your batteries, and maybe even run your refrigerator for a few hours if you absolutely needed to, on things that normally just run your hand drills and your garden tools.
So we may have things that we could use we hadn't thought of.
Never even thought of it. And that's why I laid out a bunch of these inverters and things over here, including the.
I've got one of these.
Yeah,
I've got one of these too.
Okay.
This is 150 watts. And this is 300 watts. This runs on Ryobi's 40-volt system.
Okay.
This runs on Ryobi's 18-volt. You've probably seen a lot of these batteries out there.
I've got one at home. Yes.
Yep. Well, this little inverter right there. That's enough to be able to charge a handy talkie, or your
cell phone, yeah,
etc. And even if you've just got or a Baofeng for that matter.
But yes,
everybody's got to have a Baofeng. Yeah, because otherwise they don't have a chance to be able to abuse you.
Yeah.
The great part about a lot of this stuff is that they run on battery, but many of their lights also run on 110.
Ah.
So it's a great work light in general.
Okay.
It's a great work light in the
end of a power outage. Yeah.
And things like that.
Okay.
They've got a really nice little air compressor here that runs on 18 volts as well.
Okay.
High volume for inflating things like your pool toys.
Yeah.
And then low volume, high pressure for inflating tires. And the great part is you can just set the pressure you want.
Okay.
And it'll run it up to that and be done.
Excellent.
Shut down. And then over here I'm just showing one of the new style lithium
100 amp hours.
LiFe4. This is a 100 amp hour, but it's got Bluetooth.
Okay, yeah, so you've got the status and everything, what's going on.
Exactly, so you don't have to build up a whole box with amp meters and voltage meters and all the other stuff. Just literally, hook it up, pull out the app, okay, yeah, I'm fully charged, or okay, I'm pulling 7 amps, or I'm putting 6 amps in, but I'm putting out 8. Okay, well, I'm in a net negative here, so let's see what I can do.
Charge the phone back up and the other thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So, just little things like that. All right, so if you're going to do something on the cheap even, if you want to do some monitoring, you can find on Amazon these little systems.
Oh, yeah.
And you just clip them onto the battery, and it'll tell you your state of charge, state of health of the battery, voltage, etc.
But that's really only for lead.
Yeah, that one's set up for LAD, although they do make them that are adjustable for different styles. But nowadays, all these new LiFes and things like that, they've got Bluetooth.
Why do you use the Bluetooth, Yeah.
Then obviously, if you're in a situation where you need to run a lot more stuff, you're going to probably go into a generator.
Yeah.
Honda EU 2000 or Harbor Freight.
That's the 2000? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is the old school 2000, not the 2200.
Okay.
But runs really, really well. Runs very quiet.
Yeah.
And once you get them started the first time, after they've sat for 3 or 4 months, it'll take you 8 or 10 pulls to get it started. But after that, it's usually 1 pull.
Yeah.
And they run fantastic. They run for between 6 and 8 hours on a tank of, and that's about a quart of fuel. So not much at all.
But if you really want silent, you want this.
Yeah. Now you're right here. You're looking at twin 30-watt panels.
Okay, so you got 60 watts.
Daisy chained into a Gold Zero. It's the Yeti series 1250. This is again old. This is about probably a 7 or 8 year old unit. It's still doing good. I just replaced the battery in it a year ago because the previous owner hadn't been very good to it. It actually came with my ranch when we bought it. This thing's excellent. I can run a refrigerator on it or a freezer. It ends up getting rotated around when we used to have power outages. We fixed that, but I used to rotate that around between different freezers and things like that.
Yeah.
Our place, when we bought this ranch, had a ridiculous amount of solar on it, and he said, well, since we're going to have that much solar, we better get some power walls. So we put 3 Tesla power walls on our 20,000 watts of solar. And so literally we have a PG&E check every year.
Yeah.
PG&E bill.
Yeah.
PG&E does not like this.
No.
But luckily, there's nothing they can do about it.
It's not yet.
Yeah, they'll try. They already tried it with 3, but I'm grandfathered in. I'm on NEMS 2.
Okay.
But yeah, so this system basically, I had it set up. I just charged up a couple of Ryobi batteries.
Yeah.
I was going to run an extension cord if anybody around here needed anything. But yeah, it's a nice little system. It is just barely a one-man lift.
Yeah.
It's really safer as a 2-man lift, but it does have wheels after that. You can roll it around all day long and have a great old time with it. And that thing will run a refrigerator. A good-sized 27-foot side-by-side, usually about 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
So that'll keep you out of trouble.
Okay.
And again, if you're in a power outage, don't open the refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's the
Very
number
good.
thing. So Matt, Kilo Oscar 6, India Mike Papa.
Thank you very much.
California.
Okay, good sir. I noticed that you have quite a radio set up here. I'm going to go ahead and give you the mic if that's okay. You can introduce yourself with your name and your call sign, and tell us what you got going on over here.
Well, my name's Ron, KA6UAI, and we're set up here with a FT891, a MAT 30 tuner, a 30 amp hour battery, all in the kit with a battery monitor. And on the back panel, I've got some charging ports for the battery if I need to use that. I've got solar ports, I've got my coax, my remote for the radio, remote keypad all wired into the back panel. And then up here on the, that's my little anemometer. That seems to be popular.
Yeah.
And on the front panel, I can charge up my phone or anything with USB. And this is a cigarette lighter port, so I can run the when the computer gets low, I can run that off the battery. And if it all gets bad, I can set the solar panel array out. I have a 4-panel solar suitcase, weighs about 15 pounds, and you plug that in and you're ready to go. So that's what we got.
Well, thank you very much, Ron. Have a good day. Okay, it looks like we got some solar generator stuff going on here. So, sir, if you could please introduce yourself and then tell us what you got here.
I'm Bing from California Sunlight Corporation. We have portable solar generator and foldable solar panel. Look at this is a 100-watt solar panel, pretty lightweight.
Let me get a hand on that.
You probably can hold 10 of them.
Oh yeah, that's a thumb right there.
Yeah. And when you need it, just open it up.
Look at that.
Yeah, ready to charge.
That's huge.
You can just fold it. Thank you.
That is an absolutely massive solar charger. And so you said it's how much is the panel capable of charging?
100 watt.
100 watts. That's 320 on the top of the car right there. Well, that beats the little Jackery one that I got. So that's awesome. Do you have any literature here? You got cards or anything like that? All right, there it is, solar generator. All right, we're going to do a surprise man on the street interview here. Brian, AI6US. How is the Hot RF Nights going so far? Go ahead and take the mic.
Man, we have had more automobiles, more trucks pulling in. I think we have more people showing than we ever have in past years. And we definitely have very good attendance. This weather, you couldn't have asked for anything better than this. And yes, I am holding on to the winning ticket. So we'll see how that works out. Heading over to Fat Cat Catering next, and going to have to see what they have over there. But they really good stuff. So thank you very much, and enjoy.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I had some of that good stuff myself. Take care.
Bob 2 and 6EMS here at Hot RF Nights. We have found Fat Cat Catering. Amazing. What are you guys slinging today? What kind of chow?
We got some hot dogs, some bratwurst, some hot links, some soft pretzels. Doing a lot of stuff. Drinks, anything you can think of.
I heard
Radio rodeo.
I heard this is where they keep the hams at.
They keep it. What? We're having ham?
We're having ham tonight?
I thought we were having like root beer floats or something like that.
Those are down there.
Okay, I'm going to get one.
There's hot dogs, bratwursts,
woo,
and fire trucks.
That's the thing, is we need to get it down. Very little communication happens. Talking about the call, so you really need to be second nature. Yeah. Kind of thing, but it takes a little bit of time. So the training is really good on both sides, both ends.
Who are you, and what are we doing here?
Sean with Rockland Fire, and we're showing off Truck 24.
Very nice. Truck 24 is?
It is a 100-foot tillered ladder truck.
There we go.
Tractor drawn aerial.
And so, for those of you that are not that familiar with fire apparatus, basically a truck is a massive toolbox that comes to calls to assist engines and other resources that are on scene by bringing a whole variety of specialized equipment, correct?
Yes.
Anything you want to add?
Lots of ladders. Lots of long things that can move things. Saws, breaching, breaking, a lot of things to cover stuff. This is this is the big toolbox that you keep in the garage, not the one that you throw on the pickup truck.
Right.
So,
well,
that's a good analogy.
Yeah. Well, you know,
same stuff the engines do, but more of it.
Yeah, and sometimes a little more specialized
Absolutely,
stuff. So, but yeah. Well, thanks for coming out to Hot RF Nights. We're liking having all of the public safety exposure here. Good opportunity to interact with not only the radio club but also the public. So
absolutely.
So thanks again for your time.
Absolutely, Bob. Good seeing you.
Take care. Yes, always good, man.
So okay, Sal?
Yeah, K6SAL, I'm Sal.
Okay, what do you got here?
I have a 41-foot Tiffin motorhome.
We're looking 41 foot, so it's like all the way to the back there, yeah.
And then I have Starlink, and that supports Wires X.
I like the support.
Mm-hmm. And then, anyways, I have HF inside. So we can walk
Here's a little tour here. Oh wow!
So I have HS, a Kenworth there, and that runs off of that big antenna on the back. The Scorpion antenna gives me 200 watts out, and then I have VHF, UHF, Wires X,
Okay, so we got the club repeater on that one.
FTM 400. And then there's my laptop, and that's stuck down to the top there. That
Oh, you got it
runs my
attached,
node,
okay.
That runs my PDN mode for Wires X
Okay.
in the motorhome.
And then down here we have
That's the Kenwood.
Kenwood, okay.
And then the rest of the Kenwood is over on this side.
Oh, you just kind of buried it down.
It just sits right in there.
Instead of being under the seat, you have it next to the seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Very
then let's switch places here. This is where I bring my router, the inverters in for the solar that's on the roof. I have
Okay.
1,200 watts of solar.
1,200.
Yeah, there's two dishes that are commercial dishes that are 270 watts each. Well, they run a different voltage, so I had to, when I wanted to add some more solar, I had to put 12 volt ones up because I didn't have enough space up there. So that's why there's two of them. And they work as a network together.
Okay.
So I've seen it as high as about 77 amps out on a sunny day in the
Wow.
summer.
Okay.
But DC going into the batteries.
So 250s, okay.
And then, so that's that part. I don't know. You want to see this rest of
And we
this
just have our
So we got about 400,
spacious RV here.
400 square foot of living space.
Nice.
We only have half of it out, so there's about 200 square feet here. This is a bath and a half. Has a full bath in the rear, and then midship there it has a bathroom there. Full refrigerator, heated tile floors,
kitchen, and yeah.
all LED lights and stuff, and fireplace. And,
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
actually heats. It's electric heater as well.
So electric, or is it?
It's electric heat. It
okay.
puts out heat. It's
not gas or anything.
And the ambience, of
Yeah.
like a
Is there gas or anything?
No gas.
Just okay.
This is all induction hook. There's no propane on here whatsoever.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Induction cooktop, and we run all of our heating and everything is done with what's called the AquaHot. It's a hydraulic heating system that runs diesel fuel.
Okay.
And so, anyways, that's what the heating system is. Other than the other sources that you have, which would be like reverse compressor on the air conditioner units to put out heat if you need it, if you're plugged in or running a generator, and heated tile floors and that. So you have plenty of sources
Okay.
of heat other than just
Cool.
the diesel.
So basically, you're running your house down the road here.
Pretty much, yeah.
And how many square feet total?
400.
400.
With all the slides out. Right now we're
Wow.
looking at 200. I just have half the slides out.
Okay. My first house wasn't that much bigger than that.
Yeah, you and me. I grew up in a house about 700.
Okay.
square
Very
feet,
good.
so-
Well, thank you.
And I'll show you the. If
Oh,
you want to walk out, I'll
yeah.
show you the lithium batteries.
Lithium batteries.
Slide out.
Okay, there's a slide out. Okay.
And there's 6 Batterborn 600 amp hours of lithium.
Oh, wow, okay.
That I installed in there.
Yeah.
So, and they're maintenance free. You don't have to do nothing to them. They fill up really fast off of the solar.
Yeah, very nice. You got the main cutoff switch there, and so it's all one battery, or is it? They're all wired together, or is it two
Yeah, they're
separate?
They're wired in parallel.
All in parallel.
So they're 12 volts out
Okay.
and 600 amp hours.
Very nice.
And you can see the little meter there. It's
Yeah.
they're running about 13.2 volts.
Okay, so you're about half full.
No, I'm fully full.
Full?
Yeah, lithium stay at 13.2 until they drop off at the very end. About 10% left.
13.5 on mine.
Oh well, it just depends, I guess, of what brand you got.
Okay.
But anyways, this one runs about 13.2.
Okay.
And anyways.
So they're lithium iron phosphate, or they lithium ion?
They're phosphate.
Phosphate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These are Batterborns. They're
Yeah.
the ones that made it in the expensive ones in Reno.
Yeah.
Nevada.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Alrighty.
And around the back, there's the antenna. Yeah. Oh, way up there. Very good. Hi.
Hi there.
And who are you and what do we got here?
Okay, so I'm Carla, K6KDS, and this is my husband.
Paul, W6PNH.
And we are from the Yuba Sutter Amateur Radio Club, as well as the Yuba Sutter Aries group.
Ah, okay.
So yeah.
Cool. And what we got some whirly gigs up on the sky here.
Oh yeah.
That are basically turning with the wind. What are we doing?
That's a Chameleon tactical delta loop, and most of the time.
Chameleon tactical.
Tactical delta.
Tactical
loop
delta
is what
loop.
They call it.
Okay.
Yeah. And normally I use it just a spike in the ground.
Okay.
It works well, but I thought for this event I'd put it up on the pole, and I have used it up there before, but I can tune it up with just the tuner in my FTD X10.
Okay.
And get on 6 to 40 meters anyway. And
Very good. So what's tactical about it?
well, I guess you can pack it up small and take it with you. Maybe,
okay.
maybe that's it. I'm not sure.
The rest is marketing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, very good. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Paul, W6PNH, and Yuba Sutter Amateur Radio Club. We run a fox hunt about every other month, and usually it's the second Saturday of the month. June's going to be a little different. I think we're going to go June 7th maybe, but we just go out to a park somewhere in Yuba City and keep the location secret, but we make an announcement on the repeater at 9 a.m. to say we're transmitting on our frequency, and come out and join us. And sometimes we've had people show up 8 minutes later. Sometimes it's an hour and a half, you know. So it's just kind of a fun social get-together, not really competitive, but we have a lot of fun with it. So, well, our Fox frequency is 146.565, and we use the WD6AXM repeater for announcements. 146.085 with the positive offset. And when people come and find us at the park, we have a small transmitter hidden, and they can search on foot for that, and that's offset a little bit, 146.595. And so it's a lot of fun, and we bring snacks and drinks and sit around and visit. So join us if you can.
Great. I've had a lot of fun with fox hunts with the W6CK here. I think it's probably like one of the first things that I did when I joined the club is went out and with the Baofeng and learned how to body block. And over there, Evan AJ60R, he is like I didn't even want to say Elmer, he's like the wizard. He is just like, I've never used, people bring all kinds of radio direction finding equipment, and I've always just used the Baofeng and then take the antenna off and use my finger to attenuate and body block. But I'm definitely going to have to join you guys for one of those. I appreciate the information. Everything. So I'm going to go ahead and hand you the mic over here. You can introduce yourself, name and call sign, and tell us what you got going on.
Hi, I'm Steve, W1SRD. I'm here using Tony's great rig, and that's my antenna. So that's a Buddy Hex that we just got up at, I don't know, maybe 25 feet. And we just worked a station in Arkansas. And Tony ran away.
I learned today on the coffee break that in Arkansas it is illegal to call it Arkansas, and so they actually have a law on the books. So congratulations on your contact. All right, let's scoot over here.
Tony can tell you about the trailer.
Okay, we're gonna spy on Mike and Tony over here. All right, Mike, I'm going to go ahead and give you the mic, if that's okay, if you can introduce yourself and tell me what you got going on here.
Hi, this is Mike Summersoul, N7MSS. We're hearing at the EDARC booth, the El Dorado County Amateur Radio Club. We're also representing El Dorado County Aries here at the Hot RF Nights here in Rockland, California.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And what kind of a setup do you got going on over here? This looks like you got a 2-meter setup, or
Yep,
what are you working on?
77-meter is basically our Go box that we use. It's actually got a Lido mount where I can stick this up in the front seat
stick this box in the back seat. It runs a ICOM 2730A, which we actually will use on one of our nets for emergency response.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks for letting us know about your setup. All right, I found a Greg KO6TH in the wild over here. He has some sort of coat covering over here, no doubt so he could see his screen. Let's move around here, get a little bit better view of what's going on. Is Greg showing you guys how to do some digital stuff? How you guys? Well, I'm going to ask you to please, sir, identify yourself by call sign and name. Tell us how you're doing today at the Hot RF Nights. Go ahead and hold that on.
All right. John, KO6COW, Sierra Foothills member. Forgot my name tag. Hey, sorry about that. So, no, 11 Hot RF Nights, our first time out here.
Bouncing a packet off of Lake Berryessa, the Digi K-Bear, and then up to Cool. And I was playing Zork on packet radio. And now I've got the HF antenna, the dipole up there in the tree, and I've got FT8 running.
And can you just let me know exactly, just so, because my friend was asking, what's Zork?
What is Zork? It is a text-based adventure game from the 1970s, last century, back when you had 300 baud modems and you hooked up to these things with terminal emulators or even terminals, and you played, you'd exchange mail and do stuff. You can still do the same thing over packet radio today. We still have bulletin board systems running on packet, and Craig has compiled the code for Zork and has it running on his packet node.
That's awesome. I think the text-based video games are cool because I'm a Dungeons and Dragons guy, so that's just kind of how things are. All right, Greg, thank you very much.
So I'm going to make a contact on FT8 here.
All right, do your thing.
So this is my car here. We're running FT8 on the FT818 radio inside QRP, and the laptop here is just a VNC terminal into the radio, or into the Raspberry Pi that's inside the car. And of course you can't see what's going on here. Let's try this guy. ZL2BX. So New Zealand, I think. Aha! Looks like I got him. ZL2BX. There we go. Send the 73. And he is in the log. Thank you. So who are you and what do you got?
I'm Garrett, KO6BMA, and I've got my home rig here that I use. It's a battle box, it's a home rig, it's the whole thing set up.
We got the club repeater there, and the other radio, we got two.
Yep.
Was that 891?
It's an 891.
Okay.
It matches very nicely with my Chameleon end-fed antenna.
Okay, nice little homemade battery box.
It's actually a production one, just with lots of good stickers.
Okay. Well, that makes it homemade.
Okay, then it is.
Stickers, yes.
This radio setup never actually gets plugged into the mains.
Okay.
It's always run from the battery.
Very good. And with a nice little table for shade.
It goes either way.
And that the antenna we're using, or is it?
Today, yes, that's the little Dynamit.
Okay.
Seems to be working fine for today. All local stuff.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you videoing?
You guys.
Okay.
Who are you and what do you got?
Well, this is Cal, AI6MC, and
Clay, K6SQI.
We're from Grass Valley.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I'm the president of the Ham Club up there. and we're just down here showing off our stuff. Clay and I have been getting into microwaves.
Okay, what you got? What do you got there?
Well, this is just an HF setup, an Elecraft K3 that's been upgraded for HF talk, and then we've got an EcoFlow battery system here that'll pretty much power anything you got.
Yeah.
And then we're also, the antenna is a Scorpion antenna. Full
Okay,
HF
with
antenna.
interesting.
It's got a cap hat on it.
Okay, so it's shortened and then a huge coil.
Yeah.
In
and
the
then
middle.
I just raise it up and down to tune it.
Interesting. And then out here.
And since we're doing microwave now, we're experimenting. We got an ICOM 9700.
Okay, that'll do 1.2, right?
Well, it has 1.2 built into it, but we're expanding, and this is a transverter with an amplifier in it. So we tuned the 9700 to 430 UHF, and it'll convert it to 2.3 gigahertz.
Okay. Excellent. So that's transmit on it's transmit and receive.
Correct.
Okay.
And then if I change the frequency, it'll transmit on these other frequencies. But
okay.
It's somewhat narrow when you're doing gigahertz.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's the power amp there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we have a filter.
Okay.
A noise filter, and then this is actually a 20 watt amplifier. So by the time it gets to an antenna with
oh, I see. Okay, there's the dish.
Yeah, well, with this dish at 2.3 gigahertz, it has probably got about close to maybe 25, 26 dB gain.
Hence the little sign there. It says, "Don't stand in front of it with a candy bar."
Yeah, well, I had another sign that it says it'll cause sterility in humans.
That would be more effective. Well, very good. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Well, I was just saying, everybody asks about what this is. And what it is, the question that everybody asks is about my antenna with a 5-inch hole through the roof. They say, how do you keep it from raining? And that's when I pull out this.
The stopper.
It's a 5-inch plug.
Well, that's a great idea. And I have to say that is mighty brave of you to cut that big of a hole in the top of your truck.
Yeah, well, my wife doesn't use it, so I'm okay.
Okay, this is a super cool rig. Seen it at a couple of events, and now we're going to meet Doug. All right, I'm going to have you take this and then introduce yourself and tell us what you got.
Doug, WE6Z. This is my S318 military communication shelter, and it's a Vietnam-era military shelter, which they actually use for RTTY. And when I got it, there was nothing in it, and I had to put all new racks and modern equipment in it, and I repainted it and refurbished it, so it's now my portable POTA rig. So I have 2 HF radios, and 2 meters and 6 meters, and a scanner, and a solar charge controller, 390 watt solar panel on the roof, and a 100 amp hour lithium ion phosphate battery.
And how about air conditioning?
I do have one that mounts here in the door. I didn't bring it with me though, because you do need that in the summer.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You do need it in the summer, but we're having hot RF nights on a mild RF afternoon. So I think that it was a good choice to bump up that date to a much more manageable heat. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you showing me around.
Well, first of all, who are you and what do we got here?
Okay, I'm November 6th, Oscar Zulu Hotel, Jim Hutchings from Forest Hill, California. We've got a GoPath radio, Go Back Command Post radio built by KD6KNA, who engineered it and built it back before he passed away. So it's a silent key estate bind that I got, and it's available to any qualified club or group or service group that needs to have another command posted somewhere.
Oh, cool.
Certainly able to get a hold of me, and then they can pick it up. It's plug and play pretty much. Runs off 110 volts or two 12-volt batteries that are come with it. And then we brought a bunch of old technology. Radio version 1.0 spark gap transmitter. And this is actually a little tag on it. I got it from the family. The old gentleman took the parts out of his parts bin and rebuilt this thing. These are all the parts from his original spark gap transmitter from way back. The second radio is generation 2.0, is the rotary spark gap transmitter. The difference between this one and that one is this is more like radio telegraphy. It was just a single static crash every time you keyed down, whereas this one, because of the consistent rotary spark, as you keyed down, you would get you could create long crashes or short crashes. So it's more akin to the CW that we use now today.
So if this only did a single DIT, basically,
yeah.
How do you do DAWs?
Well, you don't. It's like old radio. It's like old railroad telegraphy
with the clicker
clickers, and you have spaces and that. So the spaces between the clicks were short and long, and that's radio. That's old railroad telegraphy, which is different than modern. So that was the true Morse code. What we had over here, what we're using today,
CW is
International Morse code,
right?
Which is a modification of the old original Morse code.
Wow.
So yeah.
See, I learned something today.
Yeah. So these
Excellent.
are both the original radios, and then the crystal radios.
And I see the cat's whisker there.
Yeah, cat whisker.
See if I
in
can
the
zoom
pot.
in on this thing.
Right. And that's really rare to find one of these radios with these still in, because shortly after this came out, they came up with the permanent diode, the germanium inside of a little
germanium, right? Glass things, yeah.
So then this is the modern one you can still buy today online.
Crystal set,
You can buy it as a kit, or you can buy it already fabricated, and you can buy the outboard option of the Galena cat whisker and replace the diode with this.
With that, yeah. But then both cases you're running on the AM band, but like
it's pretty much AM, yeah.
Like Y.
But you can push them up into the shortwave band depending on the coil and whatever.
Yeah.
But this is a piece of the rectifier. This is the Galena, the pot in there. From Illinois. There was about a 300-mile long reef of it. So in America, we use this Galena, which is the natural ore of lead and sulfur mixed with sulfur.
Lead sulfide, yeah.
And then over in other countries, they use something different. We had a 300-mile ore body right through the tri-state area of Illinois down there. So we had a lot of lead, whereas other countries didn't, so they used other minerals.
So we had the corner of the market for
lead, yeah.
Okay.
For Galena.
Well, very good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
W6JCZ, I'm interrupting your conversation to ask you, sir, how is your beverage?
Most excellent. The excellentest of excellent.
Mike, how's your beverage?
Ice cream only.
Sweet. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, well.
We have a lot of these poles this year.
Yeah, 40 foot, actually I believe it's a 10 meter tall spider beam mast.
Okay.
And a LDG 9-to-1 on.
Okay.
And 35.5 feet of wire for the antenna.
Going up, and then the ground on your side.
And then I've got 50 foot of coax is using the shield of the coax is the main counterpoise. And then I found that adding another 15 feet or so with this gives me a little bit better match yet.
Yeah, they always seem to need a little extra grounding.
Yeah.
Cool. What about the rig on it?
Inside, I've got a Yaesu FT891. The radio itself mounts underneath the back seat. So I got a whole bunch of stuff back there. There's a signal link box for FT8, coax switch.
Battery box. Okay.
USB hub, because I got so much stuff back here. And then a LDG tuner there sitting in the box. And most everything except for the battery you see there is concealed underneath the seat when I'm driving. So
Okay.
you can't tell it's there at all.
Yeah. And I like your on-off switch.
Yeah, well, right now, I'm actually running off the truck's battery, and I
Okay.
have a solar panel stretched across the windshield, and that keeps the truck's battery peaked up,
Ah,
so
okay.
that I don't have to worry when it's time to start the motor and go home.
Yeah.
If I don't have enough sun, when I'm out, depending on the time of the year, whatever.
And there's your charge controller.
If I don't have enough sun, then I switch over and use the battery you saw on the floor in there.
13.3 volts, okay.
As soon as I plug in the battery, there's a little relay and it just switches over and
Very good.
uses that. So, and then the control head for the radio is in the
Oh, it's
console.
around the other side here. Aha. Another
Yeah,
ingenious
I do
use of kitchen appliances for mounting radios.
Oh yeah. And then I do
I like
mostly parks on the air. So you see, I've
Mhm.
got a computer and an extra screen.
Yeah. Very nice.
And that's my parks on the air setup.
You mostly just drive to the park. It's not like soda. We have to hike to the place.
Nope. Very often, yeah. Mostly nowadays, I mostly work from the vehicle. I do have a little Zygu 6200 QRP radio that I can go set up at a park bench.
Okay.
And depending on the batting conditions, sometimes that Zygu is.
Mhm.
I've never failed to make an activation, which is
Very good.
minimum of 10 contacts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay. Who are you and what do you got here?
Rick, W0KI. This is my portable station out here. Mobile, I've got FT891 and an ATAS antenna, as well as an FT500, and dual band antenna up front.
Okay. So what's this here first? While we're here.
This is Zygu 6200.
Okay.
Nice little rig.
And that's going to the loop antenna. Looks like.
Right. Chameleon F loop, and I sprung for the remote tuner option.
Okay.
As well as the auto tuner option, but I don't have that currently hooked up.
Okay. Yeah, I see it there. Yeah.
And
Okay.
then-
How do you like the loop?
I like the loop a lot. It's great for portable operations.
Nice and compact.
It's compact, easy to operate, easy for me to tune.
Even better.
I've worked the EU on 5 watts from a beach in California.
Very good.
It works well. And as I said, over here inside, I've got my mobile rigs, my mobile installation.
Oh, down there, in the backside of the battery box.
I've got a, actually it's just a cargo box.
Oh, okay.
I've got a 30 amp battery on the inside of this spot, inside of here.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, nice.
And I've got 18 amp battery isolator charger.
And a solar controller looks like. Is that the isolator?
What?
Is that the on the far end there?
That's my battery isolator
Okay.
control. 18 amp.
Mhm.
And then, as I said, I've got a 891 and a FT 500
Okay.
with the heads over here.
Oh, very nice. How stable is that the mount there?
It's been very stable for me. I've taken it on hills and bumps and things that I
You're not,
probably-
not fishing around for the buttons as you're going down the road?
No.
Okay. Very good.
And once you know the Yaesu operating system for that family of radios, they all pretty much operate the same way, and you can at some point get to the point where you can almost do it by feel.
Yeah. Yeah, good. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So who are you and what do you got?
Jim, W6JCZ, Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club Vice President. This is my second year doing it. Got my car here, and I've got this little guy on here with the upgrades to the repeater. I can work the repeater at 25 watts from this little thing here.
Now put your hand next to it so we get the idea of scale.
Oh, well, but you see, here's the iPhone 13 mini.
Okay.
All right, if you go and you buy yourself a Yaesu or an ICOM handheld, the antenna that comes in that box is about the size of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Around 10 to 15 watts out of here, I'm full quieting on my entire commute.
Excellent. And so then the wires, you just have it run through the
this
the hatchback there.
So I've got
no problem with rain.
No problem with rain.
Okay.
Or anything. So I've got the feed line, and then I've got the ground tied right into the vehicle chassis.
Okay. See if I can zoom in on its. There we go. Okay.
Nice solid ground there.
Yeah, braid. Okay.
Yeah. And we got RG316 running up
little
to
skinny stuff.
Yep, running up to a little Yaesu in the front there.
Oh, next to the on the hang on, go around the other side here. Okay.
So I got the Yaesu wedged right between the seats.
Oh, it's not attached, just sitting
Not
there.
attached, just wedged there. Front firing speaker shooting straight up into the ceiling.
Okay.
Nice and loud audio.
And there's the got the speaker mic.
The speaker mic there, and here I actually drilled a square, dremeled a square into it, and I got a voltammeter sitting right there.
Okay.
And that reads the voltage and current draw of all the auxiliary power outlets in the car.
Very nice. And that's which radio is that?
That's the Yaesu Foxtrot Tango Mic 500.
That's FTM 500. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you got?
All right, let's see. We have a High Sierra screwdriver. It goes 80 meters through 6 meters. And under the seat in the front, we have an IC706 Mark II-G, which is a 100-watt radio. It's going around this way.
80 through 6.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's the mount for it right there. And
oh, very nice. Okay.
The radios, everything's under the seat. So.
How stable is that the mounting there?
It's really sturdy.
Okay.
And, I mean, it probably moves just enough to keep it from shaking the thing apart. You know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Very good.
It's a fun. And I've got a VHF, UHF on top of the roof for.
Okay.
Because that radio's a multi-band radio.
Okay. So yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you much, Dennis. Who are you and what have you got?
I'm Chuck Baker, AE6LR. I have a 2-meter duct tape roll-up antenna.
You're not kidding about the duct tape. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and it works just as well as one made out of copper pipe.
Yeah.
But it's much cheaper. And it's easy to roll up and carry with you wherever you want to go.
Oh, yeah.
This is an off-center fed vertical. Works 6 through 40 meters. I've worked DX with this before.
Okay, so we got the box in the middle.
It's
feed
got a
point.
4-to-1.
4-to-1. So then you got the piece going down and then all the way. Good Lord.
That's a 20-foot fishing pole.
It certainly is.
This antenna is 20.5 feet long.
Okay. Yeah, it looks further than that. And a nice stable mount.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all my doing too. And I found that by using 2x2s, it's very stable. 1x4s they get kind of flexy. 2x4
it's too big.
Is heavy.
Yeah.
A 2x2 has got all the strength you need, and it's not near as heavy.
Yeah, yeah. And PVC bends too much, which is what I've got.
And this is my...
Yeah, this is what I was looking at. You've got almost as tall.
This
but,
is...
But...
That pole is 16.5 foot, the fishing pole,
okay.
16.5.
But the magic is down here.
The magic is down here. It's a link antenna, so you got to change the links to change frequencies.
Okay. But you
pull this, drop it down.
Okay.
Now it's even with the radial, and you got to make changes on both of them at the same time.
Okay, so there's little clips in here. This is where the you change the bands and stuff,
yes.
right?
You disconnect that, and the antenna ends there.
Okay, so it's open, or it's just a simple little clip.
And then you clip it back.
And you got some wire braid in there for the contact.
I've got copper tape on the inside.
Copper tape, okay. And you got, so there's one there, you got one down here, you got another one there.
One for each band, 60,
Okay.
20.
And there's that guy. And then to the end.
Then I use that for.
And the same thing on the other.
Yeah, it's
the radio basically.
See, they match
they'll
up.
line up. Yeah. Okay.
And then the that's got just a little piece of wood on the end of it.
Okay.
There, with a hole in it to stick that in.
Okay. Very good. And then radios and stuff. What do you got up there on the table?
A G90.
Okay.
Zygo G90. And I just put it up there and started playing with it. I haven't really done anything yet.
Just doing a sideband phone?
Pardon?
Sideband phone, or is it CW or?
The G90 is 25 watts, HF, and any mode you want to use on it.
Okay. Very good. And then your battery pack.
Battery pack.
I like that. Okay.
And I worked Australia and Japan with that.
Okay, from here or just in general?
I haven't contacted anybody from here. I
Okay.
just brought it out and put it in. But in the past, I've used this antenna here.
Oh, the
Coastal 20.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
oh, very good.
Well, this, if you want to, if you have a 40 through 10 meter in-fed half wave, you don't have the warp bands on it.
Right.
This is set up for 10 meters, but you can do the same thing for 17 or 24. It's a piece of drain pipe out of from your wash basin.
Yeah, and then it wraps
And
around
it's
that.
5 turns on the secondary and 2 turns on the primary. And then whatever amount of coax capacitor you need.
Oh, there's a secret.
And you can get pretty close to a 1-to-1 match on it.
Okay.
The capacitor tunes it to whatever frequency you want to band or that you want to operate with. And since your 10 through 40 meter in-fed doesn't cover 17 or 24, you can make your own. This probably costs $3 to make.
Yeah. Looks
And,
nice.
And the SWR is, you can get it down almost 1-to-1.
You still need a tuner with it, or you don't need?
No.
Don't need a tuner.
If you're operating on the frequency it's on,
Yeah.
it can cover the whole band.
Oh, very nice.
Without a tuner.
Yeah. Okay.
If you've tuned it properly.
Well, that's why it's a project.
Yes. And you want to use a choke though on the coming off of it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Always. Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
KF6OBM, Carl.
And Carl, what is it that you guys are displaying here?
We're displaying our communications for the Sheriff's Department.
That's Sac County Sheriff's Department, correct?
Correct.
Very nice. Run us down. What do you got on the bar here?
Sheriff Radio, CV Radio, obviously, VHF, and such.
D-Star Radio.
E-Star Radio.
No, that's a D-Star Radio.
D-Star
2020.
Radio.
No, the 2020 is a D-Star Radio. Third radio, right?
And then this is 220.
A 220 rig, right?
Then we have a HF rig right here. No, that's VHF. And we have HF right here.
Looks like you got all the bases covered.
This is the teardown crew. Tearing down.
Well, we're getting close to the last drawing now. We got about 12 minutes left.